friends, we are thrilled that you are here today to join us. My name is Jen Shirley.
And I'm Kevin Carrillo.
Woo! And we are the directors of Uncensored. We want to take a moment and just acknowledge that we are occupying the Lenape land here in New York City. And with that, we're going to tell you a little bit more about what you're going to see today.
MCC Theater's mission is to provoke conversation that otherwise wouldn't happen, and we continue that mission here in the Youth Company, where we help young people develop their voices. So everything you see on the stage today this afternoon has been written by the young people in our company, and then sculpted by Jen and myself.
Every year we choose a theme around which to focus our explorations and the writing of the students. And this year's theme is focusing on the idea of finding connection for some obvious reasons, right? We've had a very unprecedented last couple of years where people have found themselves in isolation, longing for connection, looking for new ways to connect. And this year's company began virtually. They auditioned virtually, they met virtually, they worked virtually, then we moved into a hybrid space, which is its own challenge. How do you build community in different types of spaces? And then we closed down. And as we often find in this world, as soon as we reach out to touch each other, an obstacle gets in the way. So this year's journey reflects the students' longing for connection, their attempts to find connection, and I believe their success at building community and creating connection despite the obstacles.
So before we begin, we have just a couple housekeeping items. The first is that here at the theater we have a rigorous COVID testing policy protocol. Everyone appearing on the stage today will be unmasked and have all been tested. We ask that you please turn off your cell phones.
And we understand that you are going to really want to take pictures of these beautiful performers. We ask that you do not. If you need photographs, we had a professional photographer come to the space and photograph the entire show. It has also been videotaped, and all of those photographs are available through our education department.
And in the unlikely event of an emergency, there are exits to either side of the scene.
In drawing our curtain speech to a close, we want to take a moment and really thank our leadership team and our board here at MCC Theater. Without them, we would not be standing here today. They have guided us through these times and have championed all the voices within this space. And with that, we would like to welcome you to Uncensored 2020.
Did you hear? There was a pandemic and... Oh yeah, Broadway shut down. Just like my laptop after a Zoom meeting. You don't know what a Zoom meeting is? I have a lot of explaining to do. Anyways, welcome to 2022. I remember being a sophomore and being a young, happy, carefree teen. Now I'm 17.
Cool. Can everybody hear me? Okay. This whole COVID thing's been going on for like 2 years now, or pretty close to it. It's been the exact opposite of easy, and it's bugging me now that I can't remember most of what happened during it. I remember being told I wasn't going to school the week of March 16th. My Bob had heard of sickness spreading and didn't want to risk it.
Grades were in, high school applications had already gone through, and the school could deal with any other issues.
I remember going to school for the last time on March 13th.
I remember going to my last dance class.
I remember Zoom meetings, so terrible, because nobody knew how to use them.
I remember panicking, checking out 44 books in total from the New York Public Libraries. I had those books for over 365 days.
I remember TikTok and regular FaceTime calls with my friends.
I remember when we used to call it coronavirus, and when my family used homemade cloth masks with strings to knot it.
I remember a long summer of free time and losing contact with my friends.
I remember panicking about high school.
I don't remember the orientation. I don't remember what it felt like to start.
I don't remember my 13th birthday.
Anyways, I'm so glad everyone is wearing their masks, as that's what the world has felt like ever since this pandemic happened. Time slowed down, as if nothing was in motion. Anyways, come join us in this nightmare. You missed a lot.
Grace, can you turn on your camera, please? Grace, can you please turn on your camera?
Tell me, isolation, why do you pester me so?
Why don't you have any friends?
Why do you ask such uneasy questions?
Why are you always alone?
You sound like a parent, even though you're the problem, so.
Why are you sad? Why do you look so bad? Why are you silent? Your voice, I can't find it. Why are you so alone?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You're it!
Where's Cole?
A dark shadow. Always watching. Always listening. With a million eyes. Sharp, strong teeth. And a piercing stare. Waiting for a slip-up. Waiting for a breach or mistake to attack and grind you into the ground. Never stopping or giving up. Always glaring over your shoulder with evil intent. One which will engulf you in a river of tears and despair. One which will make you second guess and silence your voice. It is a vicious bee that seems to be forever and always shrinking you down farther and farther till there's nothing left.
How a keto diet can improve your manhood.
TikTok, then you afro in a hot tub? Girls?
Instagram, how to get hot abs in 2 weeks or less.
TikTok, want a better figure? Don't eat fruit.
YouTube, how exercising for 30 minutes every day has changed my life.
Why can't I look like that? Jesus Christ, how does his abs look like that? Why can't I look like Brad Pitt?
You're right, you know.
Ew, the fuck are you?
I'm Susie, the self-hatred monster. I'm a part of your mind, the part of
But...
No, don't interrupt. God, this is why people think you're so annoying.
Susie, monster, woman, man. Sorry.
Oh my God, don't apologize. That's also annoying. That's also why people don't like you.
I'm sorry? Why are you here? Again, tell me.
Well, I don't know, man. I've always been here. I'm a part of you just like I'm a part of anyone else. You just give me such a fulfillment and so much attention. God, I love how you make me feel.
But I don't want you to be here, and I don't like the way you make me feel with your hideous face.
That sounds like a you problem.
It's strange. Can anyone hear me? We find ourselves back in this box. Well, what's the problem here? Maybe it's the fact that I'm looking at a blue light for more than 3 hours when I'm on Zoom. A disconnected body was looking blankly at a camera. You hear the static of a screen. You feel the hot hand of being ready to press the leave button, and then I'm done with this class. I feel disconnected because I've never felt this feeling before. I was new to this. I never wanted to be on Zoom.
Let's get this show back on the road. I want a body like that. Hit me! That's more like it. You're fired.
Hey!
Wow.
I was a great monster person.
Oh my God, your shoes are so ugly. Everyone's staring at you, laughing. Think of how much of a loser you are from your fashion.
Aren't they?
Yes! Feel those insecurities about your shoes. I love it! I love how you feel. Oh my God. You look so ugly when you cry. Your eyes get all puffy and you look like a whale.
Maybe I should go back to class.
Look how much better looking he is than you. Why do you think that girl talks to him and not you? When she looks at you, all she sees is a sad, creepy, slightly smelly little boy.
Why are you saying these things? I don't need to feel worse. God, leave me alone.
As a young black man, the word anxiety and depression should not be in my vocabulary. We're told that we have to be the best and that crime is for little girls. We're told that we have to man up and that depression is for the weak. We're not allowed to feel, we're not allowed to breathe. And in the long run, society creates a bunch of heartless, emotionless robots that can't even express themselves when needed. And when it happens to the best of us, we'll then pass it on to the next generation and the next. It's a never-ending cycle. We, as a society, need to end this cycle. Mental illness is real, and if we don't stop it now, it'll only get worse.
Ugh, I'm so tired of all these interruptions. I can't work under these conditions. I need a cigarette break.
Hey, right over here. Hey, buddy, something got you down?
Are you?
Brad Pitt, world famous. People's Magazine voted sexiest man alive? Yes, I am.
Oh, Mr. Pitt. I was talking about you a couple seconds ago. Why are you here?
You see, as Brad Pitt, everybody envies my life, my job, my looks, my status, my wealth. They think my life is all rainbows and sunshine, where I'm always happy and always love myself.
They think? Isn't it like that?
Of course his life is like that. He's just trying to make you feel better. He knows you can never do anything he's done or look as good as him. He's just trying to make you feel better about the shitty deal I made with your face!
Don't listen to her, Ralph. As a celebrity, my life is always in the limelight. Every aspect of it being shown to the public. You think you're being judged now? Just wait till all of Hollywood watches you.
But isn't all the mean things they say not get to you? Don't you see a little truth in this?
You know what? At first I did. Every bad magazine I would take to heart. Every critic saying that my teeth weren't perfect or I had a wrinkle that day. But after a long while I realized, why did it matter if they don't like the way I looked? It's not their problem.
That's bullshit. How come you not hear what they're saying? All the people talking about you?
You know what? Just don't feed into your negative thoughts. Don't let it consume you. Just love what you have. Yourself.
Hey, Ralph. You don't gotta do this, buddy. Remember all the fun times we've had?
Yes, I do remember all the time, but fun isn't the word I would use. I choose happiness.
Isolation is a constant in my life. I may not always be aware of it, but it's always there. Whether it's when I'm laundering alone or getting ready for bed. Sometimes it's a welcome nest, a safety blanket I hold on to. Other times it's leaving me empty and numb.
What needs to change in our world? God, I feel like that's a problem that we talked about to the end of time. We can go on and on complaining about issues that we have in our world. Or we can inform people on how to do better and how to help change these things. Now, out of all the problems to choose from, which one should I pick? Global warming? Maybe systemic racism? What about misogyny? No, I want to talk about the issue that gets the most coverage, but the least done. School shootings and gun culture. Guns in our country are terrifyingly easy to get, and even more terrifying how acceptable and how normal they are. Guns themselves are only half the issue. The other half are the people making the laws about them and the people buying them.
We are in a hard lockdown. I repeat, we are in a hard lockdown.
On average, there is one school shooting every 18 days in the U.S.
18.
Every year, more than 3,500 kids are affected by school shootings.
3,500.
Since Columbine, more than 292,000 kids have gone through school shootings.
292,000.
2021 had 31 school shootings alone.
31.
It's the most we've seen since ever. Sandy Hook Elementary, December 14th, 2012, 9:35 a.m.
Good morning, Sandy Hook Elementary. Happy Friday, everyone. We hope everyone has a great weekend. Only 11 more days until Christmas.
20-year-old Adam Lanza entered Sandy Hook Elementary at 9:35 a.m. armed with an assault rifle and 10 magazines. When he entered the building, he killed the principal and the school psychiatrist. The janitor, Rick Thorne, ran through the building trying to alert as many classrooms as he could. But what can he really do against a man with an assault rifle? Lanza then entered a first-grade classroom, killing all 14 children inside and the substitute teacher. He then continued on his rampage until at 9:40 a.m. he fired the final shot, ending his life and ending the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary. It took Lanza 300 seconds to end the lives of 26 people, 20 of which being 6- and 7-year-old children. 300 seconds. There have been 48 major school shootings since 2013. Was the murder of 20 children not enough for us to wake up? 48 times somebody has entered a school trying to murder and hurt anybody they can find since then. Was that not enough? Was that not fucking enough? How do we hear about these tragedies every month? Say, oh God, I feel so terrible, and then proceed to do nothing. How do we say that we're protecting our kids if we allow this to keep happening? Do you remember Oxford High School? Do you remember the student Tate Meyer, the student who tried to wrestle the gun out of the shooter's hands? He was a hero who died in vain if nothing has changed. Just a few months ago, Oxford had nationwide coverage. Every celebrity and every news outlet talking about it. And now, nothing. We've forgotten about it and moved on. You know who hasn't moved on, though? The families whose children will never come home. The friends who will never see their friends again. The The students who remember cowering in classrooms, running out of windows, not knowing if that breath would be their last. But hey, it's not an issue of gun laws. It's just a kid who managed to get his hands on a gun.
Right.
To start off, a mistake I and so many made was pushing an important subject to the side because of assuming so many others wouldn't. In the most respectable way possible, I would like to know how you truly celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I ask this because most people I encounter on a daily basis, staff members, classmates, and family, put January 17, 2022 as a day off to stay in bed or hang out with their friends. On Friday, January 14 of this year, period after period, I heard excitement from everybody about it.
3-day weekend!
No school on Monday.
The principal in the announcement said,
Just a reminder, there is no school on Monday. Please don't come to the building.
No school! No school! No school!
"No! I'm confused!" And why so many students and staff members say they support Black Lives Matter without acknowledging the dream of supporting one another. To me, that shows maybe an unfortunately pointless holiday. What did Martin Luther King Jr. fight for? For you sitting on your couch scrolling through nonsense that has done absolutely nothing for you? Or for your equal rights, for equality for blacks, Asians, Hispanics, all races? He even fought for racist people. He fought for them to love, to have their eyes open. Not just racist people that have their eyes closed. I would want all of you, whether you did it this year or not, to think about how you will celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day next year.
Honey, I'm home.
Just in time for dinner. Aww.
Dad, I got an A on my test.
Good job, hijo.
Carlos, you'll never guess what happened when I went to the bodega.
What?
I was walking through the condiment aisle, and then, just next to the Goya, was a European American.
In what bodega? Julio's? Don't they have their own grocery store? No. Whites.
Oh, it was horrible! You should have seen that woman. She was wearing yoga pants and drinking Starbucks.
What's so wrong about her being in the store?
Haven't you read The Advancement of the Whites? They have smaller brains than us. We're simply superior.
In that style, there was music playing, and she was trying to dance. Do you know what this woman did?
Oh, your own Junior. What?
Yes! She was trying to salsa! Not only did she come into our store, but she was trying to sing along in English. Go back to where you came from if you want to speak English. And when I looked into her basket to see what she had salt and pepper. Fucking pepper! Yes! She didn't even look at the rest of the seasonings. But since you know I'm not one to judge based on race, I'll have you know that my favorite singer is Frank Sinatra.
I have white friends. Oh, and then there was that boy, Kyle, who I gave the internship to. You know, I turned down very qualified candidates of color to make moves that I could ignore.
Yeah, if it weren't for you, he would have just ended up working in a coffee shop and smoking weed in the Upper East Side.
Or working at that fast food place they love so much, that McDonald's.
Como sea, I decided to greet her, you know, smile and wave so the gringa can know I'm not racist. But when I did, she looked right through me. She didn't even
cracker immigrant lady get away with treating my wife like this? And ignoring such good intentions. You know, if we let one of them get away with this behavior, it can give the others ideas. Me and my boys make sure that she never set foot in that bodega again.
Dad, look, the TV isn't working. But, let me turn that, sorry. Look, there's a kid. He's missing.
Breaking news, Marcos Gonzalez has been missing for an hour. Please call the FBI investigators if you have any information. You may receive a $2,000 reward.
That poor boy. How will they find him soon? I can't imagine what his family must be going through.
In other, less important news, Bethany Smith has been missing for 2.5 weeks. Please call the neighborhood bot from 7 to 7:45 a.m. Only available every other Tuesday during leap year.
You know, I don't understand why they keep insisting on wasting so many resources on those pasty illiterates. She probably just ran off with some boy or got herself pregnant.
They're not even supposed to be here in the first place. They don't contribute anything to society. She'll probably end up being a drug addict or an accountant. You're right. They're everywhere. Who gives a fuck?
You know what? I'm glad you were raised in a house with such good morals, Junior. A good American house.
Yeah!
Here are Gen Zers.
Yeah!
I think our generation's pretty amazing. We're always talking and thinking about things no other generation has before. But I'm sure you can relate. A lot of us Gen Zers often have to have our fair share of conversations with adults from the boomer generation. And they usually go a little something like this. Your generation is so sensitive. You complain about everything. You cry about everything. You're always making these social media fights with each other. Oh, don't get me started on how you're always trying to change social norms. How many years are there now anyways? Are there multiple people? They? Them? What's up with all these terms? Pan? Sexual? Gender fluid? What the heck? You see, what a lot of the older generations can't comprehend is that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay for girls to like girls. Woo! And it's okay for boys to like boys.
Yeah!
It's okay to identify with all sides of your identity and gender. It's okay to be you. Whatever that is. What Gen Z chooses to go by is on us. Besides, my identity doesn't even concern you. What do you mean it doesn't concern me? And they say we're sensitive. Sometimes it's hard to get through a simple meal without things just exploding. Like the other day, my mom and I were out to lunch at our favorite hot dog stand. Oh, is that seriously all you're gonna get?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
Of course not.
Okay. Cool.
Oh my god, you were serious! Huh? You're really not gonna put any condiments on it?
Condiments like what?
I don't know. Ketchup, mustard, relish, ranch.
Ranch on a hot dog.
I also said ketchup, mustard, relish. Maybe all of the above.
Oh, yeah, no thank you. Why do you like all that stuff on your food anyways?
I don't know. I like to explore and experiment with my food. Try new things. You never know if you don't try. It's like having the same boring thing every day. Same boring life. Never knowing what adventure is just right around the corner.
Your generation is always trying to change traditions.
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you kids are always changing things up or adding things that are unnecessary.
Changing things like how?
Like that LGBTQ plus thing. Soon enough, it will be LGBTQ plus 2, plus 3.
You really just said that? How can you make a joke out of something so real?
Well, it's not real. You know that stuff is like a mental illness.
Whoa, that is really insensitive. Where's all this coming from anyway? How did we even get here? I was just commenting on the fact that you won't try new things.
You might have been talking about my food, but you were implying something else.
Look, it's clear you don't understand the changes being made to better our society.
Well, what I do understand is that your generation is always trying to diversify everything. It seems over the top.
Well, why can't your generation just let us live? What we choose to do with our lives doesn't even concern you.
What you do with your life does concern me. I'm your mother.
And as my mother, I expect you to love and support me no matter what I
Yeah, and how so?
Because I'm bisexual. And you never want to talk about it, you keep pretending like it's just gonna go away.
Well, you all change things so much. How do I know this is real?
It's real because I feel it. It's who I am. Why does your generation get so uncomfortable with my generation always experimenting and exploring ourselves?
That is a good question. I'll think about it.
See, maybe a conversation about hot dogs can lead to some growth after all.
This is breaking news, coming to you live on NBC. Today we're in the midst of the worst hurricane of 2035. Nothing like this has ever been seen before. And now to my colleagues reporting from the field.
This right here is global warming, and it's what we've been trying to avoid. But what do people do? Nothing, which is why we're here today. What do you mean by people? And global warming? Don't be absurd. Global warming doesn't just appear out of thin air. The last decade was the hottest in 125,000 years. Here you go with you and your theories. There is no such thing as global warming. Gen Z is just making up all these theories. Did you really say global warming is a theory? This isn't a myth. There's evidence sitting right in front of us. Look at this. Our houses are flooded. The whole city is wrecked. I know this stuff happens in Florida, but this is Connecticut. Climate change is impossible because God is still up there. We have one hurricane and suddenly the entire world is ending. If we keep going at this rate, in the next 3 decades, approximately 250,000 people will lose their lives. Why would people lose their lives? Isn't that just the normal amount of people that die? I don't even hear what you think. From what you're saying makes absolutely no sense. I'm not just saying my opinion, I'm spitting actual facts. That's the difference between me and you. Period. It's a natural phase. Climate goes in waves like this. CO2 is at its highest in over 2 million years. You're just living in fear. I saw that it's going to snow tomorrow. Snow is snow. There is no such thing as global warming. First off, that's happening in Florida. There shouldn't be any snow in Florida, period. Secondly, why do you think the winters haven't been getting cold and won't be getting any colder? It's because of global warming. The planet is getting hotter and hotter, but that means new weather patterns everywhere, like snow in Florida or hurricanes in Connecticut. Global temperatures have increased by about 1 degree Celsius in the past century. All of the evidence is sitting right in front of you. Why do you believe that global warming is real? Because this is America, and I have all the right to believe whatever I want. That's on patriot. I will not accept disrespect. This is public harassment. This is anti-American. I can believe whatever I want. Trying to do was inform you before it's too late.
This just in. Australia is on fire. That's right, the entire continent is burning. Tsunamis are ravaging Southeast Asia, and the white rhino is now extinct. Will the polar bear be next?
Well, this is strange. We find ourselves back in this box. Again? Locked in motion in thoughts. How do you adapt poetry in motion and lock? Wake up, relate, release my pain back into the sea of problems being lost in the concrete. These city lights chose to dim down, and now I gotta wait. Well, this is strange. We find ourselves back in this box. Is this real? Is this what my life has become?
They say that people become where they're from. Well, I fear I'm from the pretzel curves of New York infused with the rice from Puerto Rico. I mean, the mean hogs and flocking birds, they don't bother me as much anymore. And the chopped cheeses paved in Arizona in the morning fill the air as I walk to school. But concrete jungle is where dreams are made of. Then why haven't my dreams come true yet. People say that we're mean, but they don't really see us. I'm proud to say I'm from the city of lights, the city of dreams.
I'm connected to the woman who raised me for 10 years of my life. The woman that dealt with my temper tantrums at the age of 2, up to my bad hair days at the age of 9. It wasn't easy raising me because, well, I'm not easy. Somehow she figured it out. She's the most loving, honest, and fun person I know. The fruitcake she would make from scratch, baking in the oven. My favorite smell. The sound of the radio on a Saturday morning. My favorite sound. I'm connected to that woman. The woman I call my grandmother.
I come from early mornings and late nights. I come from the smell of peanut butter fish stew and fried up cake balls. I come from a family of immigrants. I come from you work hard and you shall receive. I come from loud streets. I come from dogs barking out their windows at 7 a.m. in the morning. I come from sacrifice. I come from cultural musics of all kinds. I come from love.
I come from love.
I come from love. I come from love. I come from love. I come from love. I come from love.
I come from love.
I come from love of family.
I come from love of home.
I come from love with my brother. I come from love with my parents.
I come from love of nature.
I come from love of women.
I come from love of friendship.
I come from love of home.
I come from love of learning.
I come from love of reading.
I come from love of movies.
I come from love of acting.
I come from love of theater. I come from love of performing. I come from love of...
I come from love of my friends.
I come from love of my friends.
I come from love of connection.
I come from love of family.
I come from love of my dogs.
I come from love of nature.
I come from love of art.
I come from love of being outside.
I come from love of the sun.
I come from...
I come from love of animals.
I come from love of animals. I come from love of history.
I come from love of my friends.
I come from love of my friends. I come from love of the park.
I come from love of the park. I come from love of sharing.
I come from love of sharing.
I come from love of the ocean.
I come from love of the ocean.
I come from love.
I come from love.
I am connected.
I am connected.
I'm connected to the roots deep under my house, the cracked asphalt, and people saying hi as they walk by. I'm connected to a lot of things in my neighborhood. The smell of the magnolia tree on a hot spring day, the ice cream dripping down my hand during summer, the 4-block walks to the train station, building igloos during the winter, the short buildings make me feel like I'm in a suburb of the city. I'm playing with my dad for hours on end.
I'm from a place filled with the smells of my grandma's perfume and brilliant food. I'm from a place where your mouth is never empty and is always stuffed with food. From the taste of cheese and butter in my aunt's mac and cheese, crumbling of cornbread in my mouth, it never fails to satisfy me. I'm from a place where you must get up and follow along with the words, down, down, dance. Listen, all the uncles may be drunk and the aunts may be gossiping, but to me, it's home.
I am from Brooklyn. I am from Vegas. I am from a brownstone in Bed-Stuy, and I always have been. I have been told I was never liked because I was too bossy. I was told I was a nerd. I built myself off of that, and so I am from those words. I am assertive, I am brilliant, and I am imaginative. I am from everything I watch that throws itself to me, and the parts that stick get buried underneath everything that builds on top.
I am from a place where beautiful mornings are sung, where the scent of flowers fill the air, and the owl and pussycat echoes, where the sounds of swirling bells are ringing, and tasted is warm gingerbread, where felt is always love, where bubbles float and bluebells sing, and Rudolph stands and prance. I'm from the big small house where melodies always sound.
From cool breezes and freshly cut grass, I am the home of the terms toxic, valid, lit, and fam. In that sense, I feel very out of place. I often crave my own space, though despite the noises of my peers constantly in my ears, those dandelions help me love it here nonetheless.
I am connected early in the mornings. The loneliness is not negative to my soul. I feel only emotions that make my mood go up higher. The quietness is what makes me concentrate, and I am not disappointed in who I become.
I am connected. Looking at the faces that are smiling, their voices buzzing in my ear. I laugh at the stories they tell, even though I could repeat them by heart. I remember each name that goes with each face, and I talk with every single one. I fall into the same routine, but I don't mind. Even though things have changed, every Christmas I can go back to my spot on the kitchen table, eating the same things I've eaten for years, with the same people I've known all my life. In a moment, I'll stay forever.
The sun and her golden radiance seep through the train window, blocked occasionally by the bridge's support beams. Jean Street today is overcast. Out the other window, darker gray clouds fill the skyline. The sound, the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet fills my ears. And with the rocking of the train car, I can feel the heartbeat of the city, the heartbeat of the train. Across from me is someone whose black hair is dyed blonde again. They've got yellow scarf, black and white patterned jacket, docs, red headphones over their ears. I like their jacket, and I kind of wish my headphones were colored too. Next to me, someone in an orange jacket and tan pants. An odd combo, and yet somehow not an eyesore. Right in front of me is someone in a black jacket and maroon pants. Realizing now, might seem a little creepy looking intently at the people around me, and then furiously typing on my phone. But we are Mary and Marcy, and if any of these people leave before I finish noting down this time, my heartbeat syncs with everyone else's. I don't think I could take it. Only one left, next to the red headphones, a woman in all black with her hood up and a blue bag. I close my eyes and sink back into my Romeo and Juliet, back into my mix of classical. Feel the movement of the train. When I open them again, half the people are gone, from what I can see, and more people have filled in the car, filling in the gaps, blocking the rest from view.
Today is cloudy, but not partly cloudy, so today is overcast.
Tell me the dog didn't just die.
Yeah, on the train. We're at the station. Well, no, I couldn't have gotten your calls before now. We're underground. Alright, let's see when I get home. Love you.
Those look like some nice headphones. I wonder how much they cost.
No thoughts, head empty.
What if we were all lizards?
Love that hair.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot.
And you'll just like a country on my
Never mind, head cook. That's probably one of the most prettiest people I've ever seen.
You know, I gotta say, it doesn't happen all that often. But those times when the train feels completely timeless, like you're moving, the time's not really passing. You don't have to worry about anything in the future or the past. You just have to be. Always great. And someone else can't ruin it. But they're really nice when they do happen. Also, sure.
What are you laughing about? You know Joseph, right? Joseph from Trade?
Yeah, you're trained my English. Anyways, we're almost done with the Odyssey. And out of nowhere, he just starts laughing about how Odysseus, a 60-year-old looking man, with his large hands, basically bit up the scene so badly that he was just knocked out.
Do I find this story particularly funny? No. It's one of those things where it's hilarious when you just can't stop laughing, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is my stop. I'll see you tomorrow.
I don't really have any eyes.
Well, I guess I do. Usually the person I was standing in front of didn't call me out for zoning out and looking at them.
Thank you.
There's a train
What is that?
sign.
You too. Oh, that jacket!
Do not hold the doors. This is exactly why I love going home right after school and in the future. The sun sets as the J crosses the bridge, and everyone is comfortable settling into that perfect golden lighting, to the perfect lull of the train. Everyone's lives intertwine, briefly, inextricably. Everyone's a secondary character in everybody else's story. And then we all leave, one by one, and I hope everyone felt as woven in as I did.
Love is the most beautiful thing in the world. The way your pupils dilate and you seem to forget all of your words. The way that love changes you down to the molecular level with dopamine and serotonin, filling up inside the brain. Sometimes I walk around the city and I see couples holding hands, or that little girl falling in love with that stranger's puppy, and I fall in love. I fall in love just watching the human experience unravel in front of you. Love is beautiful because it's unconditional. The way that I fall in love with the ocean and it kisses me back with a gentle wave. Love is beautiful because you're a creature too small or too large has never not experienced love, whether it be from the smallest act of kindness or finding your soulmate.
Love is a feeling that could come unexpectedly and randomly, but can possibly last forever.
Love is your life's desire.
Love is that vibe that you don't notice is there until it's gone.
Love is the reason I hold on to a conversation like a trophy.
Love is a Japanese phrase, ichigo ichi, a moment unlike any other. Love is unconditional, love is uncontrollable.
Love is uncensored.